Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. And we had just finished celebrating Haneko's birthday with some unidentified drinking objects. So we'll see how the next day progresses with a pretty bad hangover. Hee-chan! We start the day off right with Misha. Go away! Oh, that's me on Monday mornings. Hee-chan! As if she never heard. Leave me alone. Come on, Hee-chan. Let me sleep, woman. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I want is to be awoken when I finally manage to. Maybe the last period of class with the textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever sleep I can get by this point. See, Hee-chan? Even She-chan wants to get you up. I don't get it. I don't even hear her. I don't care what Shizune wants. Leave me alone. Geez, Hee-chan, I'll just have to wake. Wait, Misha's going to... You. This is bad! I'm up! I'm up! You don't... I have to... She was gonna pour some water or something atrocious. Oh my goodness. I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. The students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it! I let my head smack down on the table with a noticeable thud. Nisha's trademark uncontrolled villainous laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. Narrowing my eyes, I can see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. It too, Shizune? Shizune looks away quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You too. Who was the one who slept in class, Hee-chan? Yeah, I was me. Poor Hee-chan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I move my eyes back to the standoff. Is Shizune, who, with a single huff of confirmation, returns to looking away with her arms crossed. And why was Shizune trying to wake me up? She-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while Hee-chan was sleeping. Handouts? Oh my gosh, I suddenly find 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. While in the hand holding them, I can see the still pouting figure looking down on me with a distinct scowl. Guess I really am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. No dice. Her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. She huffs and simply drops the papers on my desk. Dang. I look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other, a look of frustration on Shizune's face. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade, punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The 2 suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. This is not... When girls gang up on you like this is never a good sign. You should run away fast. No excuse can save you. In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Did she just hit me? Did Misha just hit me? Before I can hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. I quickly bring my hands to my head and may or have reflex than actual pain. Ah, what was that for? I open my eyes to see the 2 grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. They take pleasure in my pain. Supervillains they are. C-chan says she forgives you now, Hee-chan. Now that she's inflicted brutal pain on you and agony, you are now on her good side again. Now that you've been properly tortured. Could you forgive me with just a little less force next time? I look at the 2 with a blank face. Mishun and Shizune. 1. Hisao. 0. Oh, Shi-chan also says that you should check your student mail more often. Bleh? She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange. Who could have written me a letter? Now is not the time, and most definitely not the place to find out, though. Giving up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me, I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets and envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing and Chizu nods back in a curt farewell. Oh man, I remember a class, it was a psychology class. I was usually awake for most classes during college, and it was just this one class, this one teacher. I don't know what it was. I could be wide-eyed awake for like just seconds before he walked into the room and started teaching. But the moment his soporific voice started booming out of his mouth, I was just like, I was gone. I could not stay awake in that class. So I could probably identify with Hisao here if, you know, his teacher was anything remotely like that. I joined the flow of students exiting the open door and turned the corner into the hallway. Oh, Hanako. Only ended up face to face with Hanako. Whoa! Huh. Hey, Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisao. Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose and my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something. What is it? I wanted to give you this. Hmm? She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. Eggs, 2, bread loaf, 1, whole grain cereal, 1, and time, 1. Shopping list? I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lilly, but I can't come, so... You want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to, I just thought that maybe, She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. There, it's okay. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on this list. She nods, then bows deeply, twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Oh yeah, test. That's right. Science. How you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay. Good work, then. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do it fine and without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I don't know what it is about me and tests, but I remember in college, my wife hates me for this, but I never really studied much because I'm just really good at the test taking. I would just cram the night before the test and then quickly some cramming right before the actual test itself. Like in class, I would like quickly review the brief notes I took and just go over some of the questions and study materials, and then I would just take the test and just ace it all the way through. And she's like, how do you do that? I've been taking notes, I've been writing, you know, what the teacher said, you know, constantly, and I've been just scouring over all this material for weeks on end, and I just can barely eke by with like a B or an A or something if I'm really doing good that day. And I'm just like, I just get good grades. She didn't like my answer. I'll grab your stuff and take it to the dorm in the evening. See ya. With a small wave, we part ways. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lilly. I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lilly. Only a couple minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out to the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand to my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer's heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant, cool breeze. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lilly! She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Hisao. Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisao, what brings you here? Just going to town, grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lilly really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lilly. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality, too. As she silently walks, her face remained pointed to the street ahead of her. I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've had since the about-face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. That sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. My, Hisao. Talking about Hanako behind our back. Her giggles punctuates her words, though she's making little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh? She a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook? But... A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as very useful measuring tools, for example. It makes sense, but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. Wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lilly seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Probably insomnia was the alcohol. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it's genuinely nice to know someone who cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lilly? I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is just don't treat me differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone out there like that out there. Maybe somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lilly takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence.